Hi guys, and welcome to CFE TV. I'm back. Would you believe it? I have had a couple of beers, I will be honest. So please do be a bit, kind to me. But it is Wolves versus Burnley. This is CFE TV. So welcome everyone. It's Wolves Burnley. It's a game we could potentially win. I know somebody that will tell me a bit different. We have got Mark Rhodes, who is our Wolves fan. How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, I thought I'd go really heavy on the branding.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all.
No, thanks
Honestly,
for having me on, mate.
If I'd have changed my shirt, I went to my mate's house. He said, "Do you fancy a couple of beers?" This were about 10 to 6. I said, "I've got to get back. I've got a podcast at 8." So I've ended up polishing 5 bottles.
Top
so
man.
I'm all right.
Man.
I'm all right. Managed to get it in record time.
I'm only jealous.
So people already, there must be people out there that are watching that already know who you are, your background and things like that.
Yeah.
But as a football fan, tell us a bit about yourself, your channel. Give us a plug.
Cheers, man. Well, yeah, it's the Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. It's a channel that me and my friend Craig set up in January. So it's been a few months, and since then, I can describe our season in one word: roller coaster. It's definitely been an up and down period. We've lost a few more than what we've won, but I think given the circumstances with our team, I think. People overuse the word transition, but I really think it's a transitional season for us this year. But yeah, we do a lot like what yourselves do. We talk to Wolves fans. We've interviewed like Steve Ball and Jody Craddock and Tim Spears, who works the Athletic for Wolves and stuff. And
nice.
it's like kind of a mixture. Yeah. Of getting the fans and different people on. So yeah, we try and mix it up, and there are a lot of Wolves YouTube channels out there. So to stay relevant and to keep it fresh is it's a tricky one, but we just love doing it. So as I would imagine you do, mate. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those, especially during lockdown. It's a hobby that takes you away from everything that's been going on. You get to speak about football. I mean, it's what most blokes' first love, and then it's the wife second or the missus second. I hope she's not watching. She's supposed to be in the bath. What's your thoughts then on Wolves season so far? Like you say, I mean, you summed it up in one word: roller coaster. Any chance you can elongate on that?
Yeah, I'll try my best. But ever since the Jimenez injury, back feels like about 3-4 years ago now. But it was back when we played Arsenal. We won that game 2-1. He fractured his skull in that game, and we didn't know whether he was going to come back playing. Never mind how well he's done with his injury. He could very well play the last couple of games. Who knows? But I think it's going to be a miss.
that is the missus, by the way.
Mrs. Second. Oh dear, you're in so much trouble. But yeah, I think since the Jimenez injury, we've kind of been playing catch up, and we've had Johnny, our left back. He's had 2 ACL injuries. That's really, really knocked him out this season. We don't know whether he's going to play again. Neto broken his kneecap. If you reel off the names that we've lost, like Podence, he's only just come back from injury. We've been very lucky the last couple of seasons because Nuno likes a small squad. and it's come back to bite us in the backside really this season, because we just haven't got the squad depth, unfortunately. And I think 12th is about where I would expect us to be, but it has been. We have been tinkering on the relegation scrap, but thankfully we're on 41 points now. So I think, we are all right now. I think.
Yeah, I'd say you're definitely all right at this point of the season. Anyway, I mean, I look back and I think of the people you've signed. I mean, you have spent quite a bit of money since coming up. There's no shying away from that.
No, of course.
And I guess for yourself as well, it's good to see Willie and Jose get off the mark.
Yeah, big time. That bloke, like, I think when we got him in, he looks like a great fit for a replacement for Raul Jimenez. Looks very similar. You'd say that he plays a similar type of way. The problem is that he's not as mobile as Jimenez. He doesn't move and get in those positions.
He's almost like that lazy striker that expects it to feed.
Absolutely, and Jimenez is completely the opposite of that. He makes things happen. He links play really well, and we've got a lad called Fabio Silva who I would say they're jockeying for who plays up front against yourselves on Sunday. I think Jose will start because I think that Fabio Silva, he's 18. He's really young, but his cameos when he has been coming on have been actually a lot better than when he starts, and I think that's really important because that's what we were expecting of him when we bought him. We thought he was going to be back up to Raul Jimenez. So yeah, Jose is a tricky one because I don't actually think in the long term he's going to be a Wolves player, in my personal opinion. We've got the option to buy him, but I think for the money and his age, and he's scored one goal. He should have scored two. Really, we had a ridiculous goal ruled out against Fulham.
Typical VAR.
Oh, it's just we could talk about that for hours. Couldn't we? VAR and how
100%.
horrendous it is. It's awful.
100%.
But we'll see. I can't see us taking the option of buying him because I think if Jimenez does come back, then we'll want to play Fabio Silva a lot more going forward, and I don't think he'll want to be like the third choice striker personally.
No, he's only young, isn't he, Fabio Silva?
18.
So you can understand, that it's maybe potentially one for the future. He has got a bright future ahead of him. I mean, you brought him in from Porto. I mean, they're not a small club, are they? I mean, They were even weren't they invited to the Super League? Weren't they, or something like that? I mean.
God knows, mate.
That's a whole nother ball game, isn't it?
Oh, mate. The European Super League. What a ridiculous concept that is. But
while we're on it, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Well, to be honest, mate, I never thought it'd get off the ground, not in a million years. No. And if I'm being totally honest, I don't actually think the teams that signed up for it thought it was going to get off the ground. This is a power play.
Yeah, of course it is.
To say to UEFA, like, we want more of the pie. Like, you've got too much control. Like, we are the biggest clubs in the world. We want more money. That's all it's about, really.
And then there's Arsenal and Tottenham as well.
Oh yeah, I must admit, mate. Like, you look at some of the achievements that these clubs have done, and you're going, wait a minute. No wonder you want to play in a league that doesn't do promotion or relegation, because it's just ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous. I've never seen so much nonsense in my life. But the fans didn't stop it. No. I don't think. I think the powers that be have stopped it, and because it affects them and it affects their wallet. So, Sky.
I mean, when UEFA have kind of gone against what they said originally, haven't they? I mean, they said, there's snakes amongst us, that there's certain people that are, out the biggest liars in football. And then in the next breath, it's sort of all these Premier League clubs have gone, oh, yeah, we'll come back. If there's not been some sort of cash incentive, there's I mean, don't sue me UEFA. I'm just a small YouTube channel. But at the end of the day, we are, the other 14 clubs, yourselves, ourselves, we've got every right to be peeved about what's happened. And it's not just that. There's nothing greater than seeing our teams punch above our weight.
Absolutely.
The season, I mean, let's talk about the season 17-18. Take that top 6 away. We won the league. The season after, you won the league.
Exactly.
So we're both Premier League winners, mate.
Champions.
End of the day,
Get in there. Get in there. Yeah, you know what? It does make me laugh though, because like the arrogance of them.
Yeah.
Like, to think that there wasn't going to be a massive upheaval from the fans of their own clubs. Let's be honest. Like as we're talking now, there's about 10,000 Arsenal fans outside, like baying for blood. And it's the problem is that it's the American model that they want to go with. That like they don't have relegation or promotion, do they? Like their model is American football. Like everybody plays each other, and we're supposed to like think that's like it's not about it. That's not competition in my eyes. And I feel for like teams like Leicester, West Ham, like yourselves, ourselves, who are trying to, not break the top 6 straight away, but at least let us have the opportunity to be able to do it without, being pushed down and say, get back in your box type thing. Like,
yeah.
I really don't know where you feel about it, but I think they should be punished heavily, like really heavily. Like nobody was moaning when Sheffield Wednesday got that massive points deduction. Bolton, Wigan. These teams, because they're not fashionable clubs.
Yeah.
I think we should like completely throw the book at them. But as you've rightly said, there's money being passed about. There are snakes among us, and I just think it's a joke, and I really do believe that something needs to be done. I think that Germany has the right model. I think it's is
it that 50+1 rule?
Yeah, which I think should come in, especially in England. God, especially I think
the fact that they introduced the financial fair play, and yet these clubs that are still quite massive, commercially, economically, they're massive all over the country. Man United, Man City. I mean, Man City have only been what?
Oh God, they're in League. They're in League One like 10 years ago. They're not a massive club. They've just got like owners that have got.
Oh, I think we're getting a rollicking already. Sorry, Joey.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what, we've made it. If we get solicitors' letters from your wife, mate.
Definitely. I might even take a picture, making it look like I've signed a contract. Like I'm. Honestly, no. I mean, it's silly. It's absolutely silly. The apologies don't even wash for me, to be honest.
No.
They've been made to happen. And that's just a start. The 14 clubs are well within the right to bicker and say, look, they do need heavy punishment.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be said as well, what we've touched on. Bury, Wigan, Bolton. These teams that, Bolton have played Champions League football under Sam Allardyce.
So true. True. Yeah.
This is teams that once a year, some of these teams as well were founder members of the Football League.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And yet you just cast them to one side. Like they're just, they're nothing. They're not beneficial to you because they're not playing Champions League football week in, week out.
Yeah.
Another thing, it takes away the whole excitement of the Champions League. I mean, I don't even get excited for the Champions League myself usually. But when you do see the likes of Liverpool, Real Madrid, or Barcelona against Man United, you think back to those times of, when United played against Barcelona, or the times where they won it in the dying minutes with Solskjaer scoring the winner and things like that. You think back to those times, and those moments aren't going to be there anymore. That history is gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's soulless, basically.
Yeah, it's a closed book that's been. That's the beer. That's the beer. Getting excited.
You're so angry.
I am. I'm talking with my hands. I'm like this. I'm like Edward Scissorhands. I'm chopping away. It's so, as you say, infuriating. I had second in breath then. It's infuriating. But I'm glad it's been eradicated. It's, I mean, you've got the two Spanish teams that are obviously still heavily speaking about that they want to be involved.
Yeah,
that's clearly more of this because they're both knee deep in the crap. So,
well, that's it. That all the teams. It's funny because they're all in massive debt.
Yeah.
The problem is they're paying their players far too much money, and now they want to do this European Super League to basically get the money back because they're being so stupid and not running their business properly. Like they would go bankrupt because footballers in general. They do get paid astronomical amounts of money, and fair play. If you can get that money, then all power to you. Crack on, but don't let these teams think that they're doing this for the fans. The fans are the people that are going to be suffering because they're going to be watching some nonsense like American football style league that isn't a league. Like,
no, they've looked at it, haven't they, as sort of, we've not had fans, we've not had bums on seats for over a year now. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. We are still churning revenue. We are still managing to get by. Let's sort of build on that. And instead of taking that sort of, I think since then they speak of some sort of British Super League. I mean,
that's more likely for me. That's more likely. I think. Yeah. I think I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but I can see it happening in the long term. But what does that do to Scottish football? It's already on its backside.
Yeah.
Like, you take Celtic and Rangers out of that, they might as well fold.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what 100%. Is the point? It'll be like the Welsh League, like with Cardiff and Swansea.
We've got Cardiff and Swansea. So at the end of the day, we're not going to take Kilmarnock Town in our league, are we?
Exactly. It's like, commercially, I suppose it makes a bit more sense for them. And but where do you start? Celtic and Rangers. Like, if you start in the Premier League, then the Championship clubs, quite rightly, are going to say, "Well, hang on a minute. Like, why are they getting first dibs?" And then, if you put them in the Championship, League One teams are going to start going, "Hang on a minute."
Starting from the rung of the ladder, work your way up.
And there's just no way they're going to do that. So really, I think that that is more likely than the European Super League, but it's still not something that should be even contemplated, in my opinion. What do you think should happen to the clubs then? Like, as a deterrent, really?
I mean,
what can you do?
Looking at what's been said since, like I say, the guy who runs UEFA is 1 minute is absolutely slagging him off to high heaven. The next minute, well done for coming out and taking a stand. No, you've not took a stand. Yeah. You've took a stack of cash. You have enjoyed the fact that you have tried to put this principle across and said, "Oh, we didn't know what we were doing." You're not, you're a businessman. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's 70% of your brain is business acumen.
Absolutely.
And the other bit's at home, looking forward to spending time with the family.
Yeah.
You don't even think, there's not an ounce of, the club this, the fans that.
It's not about the fans.
It's not at all.
Not about the fans.
More touching and a bit closer to yourselves. Managers, I mean, we've got to touch on it. Our managers' futures. I mean, Nuno has been linked with Spurs. I think they're already looking, aren't they, at potential candidates if he was to, relieve of his post to go to Spurs. It's a tough one because obviously he's a decent manager and one that you really want to keep hold of, especially while you can still see that he's pretty much still building at Wolves.
Mate, I think if he goes, it's because he's going to be sacked, not because he walks, in my opinion, because he's signed a contract. Like Nuno, when he gets interviewed, he says, I've signed a contract, like, take it one day at a time, all this stuff. And I really believe that Nuno is the manager to take us forward and to the next level and into the top six, personally. But the problem is that if you've got an established, they might get into the top six, Tottenham side, who are a bigger club than Wolves at the moment, and can give him probably even more funds than what he's getting now. I would be surprised if his head doesn't get turned, but I think he's a bloke that he's an honourable man. I think he wants to do. He took the club on, and it was like a 5-year plan to get us in the Premier League, make us as an established Premier League team. And what we've done in those 3 years is nothing short of amazing, in my opinion. But you still get Wolves fans that want him out.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, mate. Like you.
Wow.
On Twitter, constantly, it's like it's negative football. It's negative footballs. And for me, I lose hope in humanity, really, because like you look at where we were. Oh God, like 8 years ago in League One, and
you only have to go back to the days of flaming Kevin Doyle and Leroy Lita. Was he there?
Leroy Lita, blimey, that's a blast from the past. Leroy Lita. Did we have Leroy Lita?
I'm not sure. I might be thinking of the Reading duo when they were both at Reading.
Yeah, maybe. Yes. I think he played for Reading. But yeah, you look at like Jamie O'Hara, Roger Johnson,
Sylvan Evanks Blake.
What a bloke! Love that bloke.
He was brilliant.
But we, you look at Sam Vokes. Great player at Wolves. But his best days were at Burnley. He started his career pretty much at Wolves as a substitute player. We've touched on like Fabio Silva and stuff. Like Sam Vokes was that player. He came on
impact player from the bench.
Yeah, and he got better and better, and he went to Burnley. And what a great player! Like international at Wales and stuff. So
thank you by the way.
Oh, you are welcome. No worries. I feel as though that Nuno will stay, and I think he should stay. I think we owe him an incredible amount of respect and gratitude for what he's done. He's got us for a Europa League quarter-final and the FA Cup semi-final and 2 7th-place finishes. Like, what on earth? Who do we think we are to say that's not good enough? That's massive. That's huge.
Absolutely massive. Huge. I mean, I would take that in a heartbeat. I mean, the season we sort of finished in that position was so just out of the blue. We were riding that wave. We were grinding out those 1-0s here and there.
Yeah.
And seeing games out like
that.
Yeah. It's so strange to even think that this a Wolverhampton fan base that even think that's not good enough.
Staggering to me.
Our football to watch isn't pretty at all. We play a proper Mark Bassett 4-4-2, and it's
solid.
Solid. It's proper. You can even think that Dash is sort of like that Mark Bassett, slapping bottles out of the way. We're losing 2-0 to the pissing Mexicans, blah blah blah, and you can expect that. You can expect that from him. But then as soon as he's on TV, it's like, we played really well. You're like, what? But it for me, it's like with Dash. People criticise the football that we play. It's not the greatest, but it's very similar. And then, quote me for swearing. Big Sam at West Brom. It's very similar with Dash, that sort of style of play, where it's sort of long ball or 4-4-2 or whatever.
I think you're doing yourself a disservice there. I think Burnley are not just a long ball. Especially when you played us at Turf Moor.
Recent games, we've pressed pretty well. We have done pretty well on the press, but we are usually a team that's known, it's quite renowned for defending quite well. And at the moment, we can't seem to find that balance. We're either attacking really well and defending quite lackluster, or the opposite. Which it's hard to sort of find that balance. I mean, we had it with Eddie Howe. I mean, we were playing games under Eddie Howe, and we were winning 3-4-0, but we were losing We're losing 4-3. We're scoring 3 goals, but we're losing 4-3.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not good. And I think obviously when Darch came in, that sort of changed, and it's been brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I mean, what he's done, football isn't pleasant, and it's sometimes one of those where you've kind of got to be extremely patient. It's like being told to wait. It's like being told to wait at the dentist. I'm sorry, but your appointment's gone back an hour. It is sometimes really frustrating, but waiting that hour could potentially get you that result. It's absolutely ludicrous. But I really can't understand how there is Wolves fans turning their head at that. That's madness.
Yeah,
absolute madness.
I completely agree. Do you think Dyche will stay at Burnley? It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because like you talk about the Tottenham job, is that something that Tottenham would look at? Like, it is hard because is it a style of play that Dyche is playing because of the personnel he's got, or is this the way that he just manages and like structured 4-4-2? That's it, or is it because of the players that he's got at Burnley?
It's a catch-22 situation, isn't it? I mean, you kind of don't know whether it's because he's got that sort of player that will run themselves into the ground for you, no matter what you play. But then we've not really had any flair players since the days of Robbie Blake.
Oh,
I mean, we had Stephen Defoe in recent days, and he scored 3 goals for the club. He's recently announced he's retiring. But he's looked at as like a legend at Burnley, and he didn't really play much game time. His ankles were made of glass, for Christ's sake.
Well, that's the problem. Bad. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
But people, those 3 goals that he scored, the free kick against United, he scored against Bristol City in the cup by lobbing the keeper. He scored from range against Hull. Just rhyming those 3 goals off, you could sometimes say about a player that's come in, and you'd be like, what did they do? What did they do? But he sort of changed the game. I can't go back to the days of Jimmy McIlroy and black and white pictures on TV. I'm
mate.
You know, I'm not that sort. I'm not that from that era. But we are missing flair players. I think that's what's holding us back. We are taking that next step, having that little bit of expansive football. We're not known for going into the foreign market. We are very English-based, so to speak. No, I agree with what you said, Joey. Dash has bought the players to play how he wants. When he's been given the chance to buy players, I mean, what have we bought this year?
Well, that's what we
bought this year. We've done nothing.
I must admit that is the difference. Like he's got a shoestring budget, and what he has done with that budget is nothing short of miraculous, really. And it might. If that's the way that he plays and he gets the results, then like if you want expansive football, maybe you need a different manager. But is he going to get? Would you rather expansive football and go down like that? That's the thing. Like
no,
exactly. So like it's horses for courses, isn't it?
Of course it is.
He gets the job done, and never during from January to now have I ever thought that Burnley are in any kind of trouble, like because you don't go down, you just don't, and that
the guy I was having beers with earlier, Brad. Hey, you've spelt that pretty well, mate. Honestly, you went about the same amount of beers as me. I'm surprised you managed to string that sentence together, mate.
But what he says is he's perfectly reasonable. And that's the thing with Wolves fans, like that we are 5th in the form table since February, and fans are moaning because we're not beating these teams 2, 3, 4, and it's really frustrating because we are getting the results, and Nuno's doing it without players that he would want in his first 11, which I would imagine is the same at Burnley. Like if you can grind out a 1-0 win in this league and stay in this league, then
I'll take that every week.
Yeah, well,
every
that's
single
it.
week.
That's it. Yeah. And
I mean, would you offer Nuno a new deal if there was Spurs sniffing around? Would you tell him basically, you put the numbers on this check, you tell us what you want to stay? Is it that sort of?
For me personally, mate, he's our most important signing. Like, without question, like without Nuno, this doesn't. I don't think this happens. Like us going to the next level, or even being a team that competes in the top 10, which I believe that is where we are right now. If we had all our players, our team without the injuries, our 11. For me personally, I'd say we're a top 6, knocking on the door of a top 6 team.
100%. The players you've got abundance of quality.
Yeah, but
it's just about gelling. It's about gelling and finding that formula.
Yeah,
Nuno in a 2 to 3, not even 2 to 3 seasons. I think a good couple of maybe 2 seasons at a push, but then pre-seasons are vital to getting that sort of work ethic and that gel to work. I mean, what are your memories on past matches between us? I mean, I will shout it now, and I will say it for the Burnley fans in the air. We're 4 unbeaten against Wolves.
I hate playing you guys. I really do. I never ever the game that sticks out for me, other than the Sherpa Van Trophy in 1988 when we took 80,000 to Wembley, which like I'm 40 this year, so I was 7 when we
21 then.
Good lad. But I can remember my brother going to that because he's 10 years older than me and saying what the atmosphere was like. I watched it on telly and stuff, but I believe that Wolves and Burnley are very similar in that aspect. Like we've got a hell of a lot of tradition. Like we play some really, really good games against each other. But it was the away game last season for me that got me when you scored in the 90, like what it was like the 94th minute or something.
Craig agrees with you.
Yeah, it's hate playing Burnley, but that knocked us out of Europe basically. We were on course to finish ahead of Tottenham and get in the Europa League. Now, is that a brilliant season considering the injuries that we had? And who knows what would have happened this season? It could have plunged us into a relegation battle, which has happened in the past. But I always remember that one. That one sticks in my mind because and the Sherpa Van Trophy final of '88 because it was like a tier 4 sides taking basically everyone from their town into Wembley. Like because it was such a massive thing. It was on the Sherpa Van Trophy, but it was a day out at Wembley, and we weren't used to that. So.
No, you can't beat a day out at Wembley. It's class, absolutely class.
Absolutely. So those 2 stick out for me.
My God, my mum's in the chat. I don't know what she means by that last word because her spelling is awful. And I'm sorry for announcing that to people that are watching, but my mum's spelling is awful.
Hi, Kirsty.
But she did say she was going to message. She said, "Oh, you've got Mark on, haven't you?" I said, "Yeah." She went, "Oh, that Mark." So
I don't know what I pay opinions. That is decent.
See,
opinions. Lovely. See. Yes. See, Thank you. I think. Going back to the game on Sunday, I'd take a draw, but I really would because we never beat you. So
no, I think our must games obviously against Fulham. Obviously, we've got you at Molineux, then we've got West Ham, and then Fulham. Okay. I mean, I would take a point on the road no matter what.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But you've got to look at the fact of that Fulham game being the penultimate not lose game. For us anyway, for where we are, I mean, we're just above it. But
I think you're fine, mate. I think I think we did you a favour when we beat Fulham in the 94th minute or whatever it was. I think Albion losing to Leicester. I think
mate, I'd kiss your feet after that result. Honestly, it was massive. That was massive.
Yeah,
as soon as you got that goal, I was pretty much dancing myself. It was so.
Yeah, we should like Fulham just look a defeated team, really.
Yeah,
I think you're all right. And would you have taken 17th at the start of the season? Like,
I've been on a few Man City channels and stuff, and they've always said where would you prefer to be, and I've said if I was to put myself in Sean Dyche's shoes, 17th and above every season has got to be the catalyst. That's where we've got to look at. Staying in that division's got to be key.
Absolutely.
Anything more than that is it's a Brucey bonus.
Absolutely.
But, I've always said, similar to where you guys are, 13th, between 12th and 13th, is massive, absolutely massive. So, there is a good chance we could still get 13th. I mean, the points between us all.
Oh God, yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
It is nothing. Like I say,
nothing. It's a couple of wins.
I do think we'll stay up.
You're playing Fulham and Sheffield United, who have got that. Well, they are gone. But Albion in a couple of games. Hopefully, we relegate them. That'd be nice.
That'd be lovely for you, wouldn't it? That'd be icing on the cake for a season.
Especially after them beat us at Molineux. My God, I took some stick. But yeah, I think the three teams that have been there, down there, I think Burnley, you'll probably finish above Brighton with the running that you've got. You'll finish above Brighton. You've got to be looking at, I suppose, Southampton, Palace. Like as you say, like we've all concertina of the league, haven't we? It's all very clustered at the bottom. So we'll see. But I just want a decent game because when it's on telly, I just want both teams to just lay it on the line. But I just don't think at the moment, because of the personnel that we've got to choose from, it's not really. I don't think it's not going to be expansive.
What is my mum doing?
What's she doing?
I'm illiterate, and then obviously what she's got. You can take the woman out of Burnley, can't you? But you can't take Burnley out of the woman. Bloody hell.
Kirsty, it's fine. We knew it was opinions. We knew.
Hey, she just wants her limelight. That's all she wants. The fact that you're talking to her, she will go to bed happy as anything tonight, honestly.
Nice. I'm loving it, man. It's good. That's good laugh.
But let's touch on obviously the game earlier in the season. I mean, we've already said, haven't we? It was a scrappy one. We got the 3 points. I mean, we'd obviously be a bit more in and around it if we didn't get them 3 points. But and we were close to losing it those dying minutes. You pushed like mad in the final minutes and could have really, took a point from us, which to us would have felt massively like a defeat. Mate,
it would have been a mugging if we would have got a point out of that game. Like, seriously, you should have been probably 4 up. I'd say yeah. At half time, like, every time you went forward, you looked as though you were going to score. Like you really, and that's the issue. Because Connor Cody, who I love dearly, and he's a wonderful club captain for ourselves. He can't play against big forwards. Like if he gets a strong centre forward against him, he struggles. He struggled against it was like the Fulham guy and Mitrovic.
Oh, Mitrovic,
and he just bundles him over. Like obviously we've done all right against them this season, but he's got an issue. And with your two forwards, Wood especially, I really like him. I really like it, and he always plays well against Wolves.
It's kind of an unsung hero. There's, it's a 50-50 on our fan base with Wood.
Really?
A lot of people are sort of like, he's an offside merchant. He's a bit like when we had Andre Gray. People are like, he's offside more than he scores goals. To be fair, but you can't knock a bloke that's knocking out 10 goals a season for a team like Burnley. That's decent. That's a very decent return. And you look at early on in the season when our forwards were misfiring, the fact that he's still pretty much near that target now is massive. It's absolutely massive. I mean, obviously losing Barnes, we haven't got Barnes. So
yeah, Barnes is a quality player, man. He really is
old school. He's so old school. It's unreal.
It's a massive miss.
He's that sort of player that will make your defenders walk off the pitch looking like Terry Butcher and not and just laugh at you laugh at you because he's like, "Are you here to play football or or what? This ain't Rounders, mate. Crack on." He's so old school like that. That's what I think. That's what everyone loves about him. They say he's the shit house that everybody loves to hate.
Brilliant.
So I mean, you can't narrow it down any.
No,
if he's not got that above. If he's not got that above his bed, I'd be disappointed. Be very disappointed.
We had a similar player called Kevin Muscat. He's played for us. Australia. What a horrible, dirty bloke. But when he was playing for you, he was like, "Oh, thank God he's playing for you." He did like this waist high 2-footed tackle. God knows how he stayed on the pitch for so long in some of the matches, but. Yeah, it's. I really think you look back on the games that we've played against you. There's never that much between us. So, people have been getting in touch saying it's going to be a draw. I can see it being a score draw. Personally, I think I'd like us to play a different way. I'd like us to play a bit more expansive, but it's just not the Nuno way at the moment. So I think. I'd take a draw, another point, to the total. I'd like us to catch Villa, but I also want Villa to beat Albion and relegate them. So
let's just say here, and I think you'll be with us on this, that Villa shouldn't even be in this league after last season.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not being funny. That should have even got the referee at halftime should have gone. You know what? Yeah, it didn't go off, but I've seen it back on the screen.
100%.
How is that? If that was Manchester United or Man City, they'd have given it.
They'd still be talking about it now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I agree.
That's what I mean. It's the same when you score absolutely like wonder goals from nowhere. Yeah. Unless you're playing for a top 6 club, it's not going to get spoke about. Or unless you're Lionel Messi or Ronaldo,
Yeah.
But, I mean, what's your predicted lineup for Sunday? I mean, it's.
I think the issue we've got is that because Neto isn't gonna play. Well, he's out for like 9 months, which is awful. Like for the lad, really. Yeah. I'm thinking we'll probably keep with the 3 at the back because that's what we should do. Yeah, I tell you, we'd be going for Europe, wouldn't we? Well, we would go Champions League, wouldn't we?
To be fair, it won't surprise their fan base will be like, "Oh well, we've won this and we've won that. We've won more than Arsenal. We've got more right to be there." Sod off, Villa. You don't even deserve to be in the Premier League. Calm down.
Easy, Villa. I think we'll play 3 at the back. I think we'll play Cody, Sois, and. Well, Bolly, definitely. He's got to play. The thing is, I don't know for certain, but I don't know whether Ruben Neves will be playing because he's been in isolation for coronavirus.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a bit of a blow because, he's probably our best midfielder.
Oh, Craig, I like you too, mate. I like you too.
What about me? Do you like me?
Mark, that goes without saying.
Oh, thanks, mate.
It goes without saying.
Yeah, very needy as a Wolves fan. I think we'll play Semedo, who has really we've spent 30 million on the guy, and we Doherty went to is he out? Okay, well at least that's good to know. True. It'll be Dendoncker, and I really hope that they give. Cheers, Craig. I really hope they give Dendoncker in the midfield with Vitinha because we need to give him some minutes. Because if we don't give him minutes now, then we might as well. That's another guy who we've bought into the club and we've just not played him. So it's either that or we play Matinho in the middle. But Dendoncker and Matinho in the middle scares me to death because they are so slow It's like Tino's about 150 years old now. I know he's still class, but he's not got the engine. But Dendoncker, I think, will start definitely in that position. On the left, we've got Ait Nouri. I love Podence. Daniel Podence for me is probably
he's brilliant. I can't. It was only the other day I realised how young he was.
I know. Oh God, I couldn't believe it in myself.
Wow.
Yeah. But we've got him in a good time. But he's just come back from injury. And
did we get him from Olympiacos?
We certainly did. Yes. He was playing in the Champions League, and he's quality.
I might check that. How long ago did you sign him? So I'm wondering whether he played against us in the Europa.
Yes, he scored against you.
Oh no, I didn't want to think. No, why?
No, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. But he scored against. I think he scored against you lot, and he scored against Tottenham in the Champions League as well. Like he's quality, mate. Like I think the reason why I like Podence so much is that he's a nice mixture.
There you
go. He's different gravy, man. When he's on it and he's fit, I think he's a bit of a game changer. So I'd like Podence to play. Traore, which I'd be interested to know your thoughts on this from an outside, because I'm.
Where do I start with Adama Traore?
Okay, all right. Okay, what are your thoughts on him?
I mean, he's another one that's a bit like, I don't know. I kind of don't want to slag him off.
You can, mate. We do on our channel constantly.
He is, without, putting anything into terms or taking anything out technically, he gets oiled up prior to a game so that people can just, so he can run ragged. He is a chicken in the headlights, not even a deer in the headlights. He's a chicken in the headlights. He will run around like he's being chased, like, he's got, the Scream chasing him round, shouting, "What's your favourite scary movie?" or whatever. And he's like, it's. But then all it takes from him is that one sort of.
He's got that magic.
Decent,
he's got the magic in him. It's just like a completely agree.
It's just over 90 minutes. Over 90 minutes, it's sort of.
He's a passenger.
Yeah.
He's a passenger. Yeah.
Obviously, a few comments saying he's the little pocket rocket.
He's
Joey, don't do that. Come on, he's not coming here. No chance. No chance. He's a fairy, gets knocked over by the school kids. I mean, he does have,
for how big he is, he does get knocked over on the ball quite a lot. I think if his end product, like saying that, he's the last couple of games, he's got us kind of out of.
Funnily enough, these two must know each other.
But he saved us against Fulham. He put in a quality cross for Dendoncker when we lost to West Ham. But it's consistency with him. I completely agree, and it's nice to chat to somebody from a different club who is seeing the same thing. Like, he has got it in him, but he's just not consistent enough. And if he does get a bit more consistent, then I think we've got a great player on our hands. But I really do believe that Nuno's got everything that he could possibly get out of that player.
Yeah, I think in regards to him, he's not got anything else in his locker.
No,
it's sort of. I mean, we can go back to a player that's played for both of us. I mean, Akinbaye. Another player that, to be quite honest with you, was built like a brick house, weren't it? He was. And
tank.
Yeah. If he was to go down, it's very similar to Adama Traore. But I mean, back then when Akinbaye was playing, though, referees would probably, fall for it. Big lad gone down. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But nowadays, they're not buying it. They're not buying it these days. I mean, let's touch on some players that have played for both teams. I mean, there has been some decent players. I mean, yeah, I agree with Joey. His home debut for us, Akinbaye, was just class.
What a bloke.
I mean, I don't know whether you know about his debut for us.
He scored an hat trick, didn't he?
No, not on his. On his debut, it was. He came on against Sunderland.
Yeah.
He came off the bench under Steve Cotterill. He was
thinking
on
about somebody else.
No, he was on for 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that before getting sent off.
Yeah.
He came on. Him and George McCartney at the time went for a ball. George McCartney shielded it out for a corner, and Akin Baye's sort of gone up to him and just got whack right at the back of his head. And then as George McCartney's turned around and said, "What's all that about?" He's just gripped him by the neck here and said, "Like, don't you do this sort of thing." And then, I mean, ever since then, it's proper the Burnley way in a way. It sort of, if he was to endear himself as, you know what, I'm going to give everything while wearing this shirt. I don't care. If he thinks he's going to get it out for a goal kick instead of giving me a chance to score, I'm going to beat him up.
Fair play, man. When he was at Wolves, I loved him, man. I thought he got a bit of a bad rap, really.
Yeah.
For how long he was at Wolves, and you know what, he worked his socks off. He really did. He didn't probably score enough goals for us, if I'm being perfectly honest. But you know, it's a different time, wasn't it? It's a different time. Aspirations were different. Like,
I mean, another striker that played for us, Chrissy Molineux.
Another great guy, but I don't think we got him at the best time. I think he's played for a number of clubs, hasn't he? But at the time he was at Wolves, I thought he did all right. He did all right. He was a consistent 7 out of 10, which you know at that time.
Have I got it right? Didn't you take Stephen Fletcher from us the season we got relegated in 2009?
Yes,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sure we went. Was it under Mick McCarthy?
It was, and Stephen Fletcher was brilliant for us. I really rated Stephen Fletcher. Only recently, yeah. There we go. Oh, hello.
There we are. We're back. Oh, are we?
Again. Oh, I
don't know. Hopefully, you can still hear us. I'm not sure if we can hear Mark. I know that the screen's crashed. I don't know whether my screen's crashed. I'm not sure. Are you back?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you. Yeah.
No, I think you're back. It keeps crashing every now and again.
Oh man, I was only talking.
I think it's crashed. It's crashed again. No. I can't believe it's doing this. I can't believe it.
Oh no!
It comes back and then it drops out. I don't understand.
Can you hear me now? Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hear me now. We talked about Stephen Fletcher. Like, I thought in a mediocre Wolves team, he was head and shoulders our best centre forward. So we can't really complain about what he did in that team. Like, he kept us up basically for a couple of seasons when really we probably shouldn't have. So got nothing but admiration for Stephen Fletcher. I really like him, and I thought he did a great job for us.
No, I mean, a few different other ones were Michael Cartley.
Great.
David Jones, Kevin McDonald.
Sam Vokes.
Mo Kamara.
Mo Kamara, love Mo Kamara. God, I didn't realise so many.
Joey Goodjohnson.
Good God.
I mean, we had Keith Lowe. That's probably one that didn't really do much for us. But going back, there's a few back from the day. I mean, you might know some of these. For me, probably not so much. I mean,
easy.
I am only
easy.
Yeah. I mean, you're still only 21, but still. I mean, Roger Eli played for both.
Right.
Dave Thomas, Ray Hankin, John Pender.
Hankin, I know.
I'll be like some of them. Paul Cook.
Paul Cook. Now that's the bloke. Paul Cook. He's one of them players where he was far too good for our team. In that, he was absolutely brilliant. Paul Cook, like one of them where he could play in his slippers. Yeah. Well, I do. I really, really would love Paul Cook to be in this team. That he is
Yeah,
now.
we miss those days of those old school players, don't we? That sort of will just stick their neck on the line and literally, if they walk off the pitch, with blood peeing out of their head, they don't
Yeah,
care. They don't care.
absolutely,
It's a case of right, yeah, well, I'll be back. We've got a game midweek.
100%.
Stick a plaster on. I'm back again next week.
Terry Butcher it.
Yeah. Oh, what's this? Big More from EastEnders. To be fair, I think Mo Kamara's actually got a bar in Wolverhampton now, if I remember.
He has.
Yeah.
He has. He really has. He's like a cult hero in Wolves. Well, he really is. He's like he's a great player. Another one of those players that gives absolutely everything in a team that probably wasn't doing what we wanted them to do. Really, if we're being perfectly honest. So
No, I mean, he did all right for us, and then obviously I think we sold him to Celtic after that, and then I think we've heard. Well, I watched Under the Cosh.
yeah.
And I think there was Sar Ferry on that, and he said something about when Celtic signed Mo Kamara, the less said about that, the better.
Oh God!
So he must have really had a horrid time at Celtic back then. But,
oh God, that's not ideal, is it?
No, not at all. Who'd be your danger man for Sunday then? Who should we look out for? Who should Burnley look out for on Sunday?
Powdens. I really do. I think his trickery and he sees a pass before a lot of the rest of the team do. I think he's a level above anyone that we've got in the team at the moment due to injury. VAR, yeah. Usually goes against us. That, to be honest, and I would imagine you'd be this say at Burnley. It's only the top six.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, scrappy, nonsense of a thing. But yeah, for me, Powdens, and I think Jose will start, but I think when Silva comes on in the second half, if we need him, I think he's someone to definitely watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, especially our defence at the moment has been leaking goals, especially second half.
We like the second half. We don't score in the first half.
We had this. I mean, I'm looking back here at our team form. You're unbeaten in the last two. Obviously, you got the 1-0 against Fulham, the 1-0 against Sheffield United. Yeah. I mean, we've got 3 losses on the bounce. 2 of them our own doing. Yeah. The Newcastle one, the Southampton one were shocking. But the game before that, the Everton game, we were like completely just a different kettle of fish. We were like, I don't know, we just played out of our skin. And then to go into that Southampton game and go 2-0 up, like, yes, we're staying up. And then at half-time at 2-2, you're like, oh, hold on a minute.
How did that happen?
Yeah,
you played well against Man United as well, though.
We always seem to do that, though. We always seem to do that. And then, I mean, I went on a Man United channel and they even said to us that, to be quite honest with you, the scoreline flattered us.
I completely
based on
agree.
The performance. But, I mean, I know we've already said it, but what's your score prediction?
Obviously, I want us to win, but I don't think we will. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I really do. I think it's going to be a score draw. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very cagey in the first half. It's got 0-0 written all over it first half, and I think if you score first, then we'll have to come out. If we score first, I think we might win because we tend to if we score first, and we'll shut up shop. And I think it'll be 1-0. But if you get the first goal, then I think we'll have to start playing, and I think it'll end up 1-0. I
mean, I'll snap your hand off for that now.
Yeah,
I'll take 1-1. End of the day. No, I can't even say that it's going to be any different. If I was to go different, just to be controversial, it's not even controversial. I'd say 0-0.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those games. It really is one of those games. You don't know who's going to turn up on the day. Whether we are going to, on the back of those, the spirited performance against United.
Yeah.
Are we going to end up getting, not getting something, but sort of taking that on into this game?
Now, of course.
you know, the form's with you. It's clear to see. You know, you've won the last two. Craig said 1-1 all day. No, whatever whatever your predictions are, fire them in the comments.
I can't argue with it. I really can't. I think
it's such a scrappy fixture. As much as we're unbeaten in the last 4, I will take 1-1 because then we're unbeaten in 5.
There we go.
And I can count to 5 on one hand, even though as much people say that we've got 6 fingers. As you can see, there is 5. They might look a bit odd shaped, but that's because they've had their hands round a bottle all day, pretty much.
There we go. Good lad. Good lad. Yeah.
But no, honestly, thank you. Thanks, Mark, for coming on. It's been absolutely brilliant, and I'm looking forward to coming on to yours. It's going to be...
it's going to be great. We're going to do a preview show on the Wandering Wolf channel in about 5 minutes' time. So,
sugar! Good. I didn't even think of that.
No, it's all right. No, it's fine.
Well, last but not least, where can people find your stuff?
It's Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. If you want to come and have a gander, we interview like ex-players. Like we've had Steve Bull on, we've had Jody Craddock, David Kelly came on. We kind of mix it up. We have fans on. We do quizzes and stuff, and we've just started. You're the first preview show guest that we were having on. So yeah, going forward, we're going to do that a lot. So it's gonna.
She had to get the last penny thing, did my mum?
Go. What's he saying?
I don't know. It's probably my stepdad that's told her this, and ended up saying about Roger Eli.
Oh right.
They both sat there, probably enjoying themselves, thinking, "Oh, you know, I mean, I'm all for it. No problem. You know, I'm here. Thanks, Mum. I'm doing really well."
He's doing really well.
But no, honestly, thank you for coming on.
Pleasure,
like I say to everybody, please head over to the Wandering Wolf channel. Give it some love. Subscribe. As you can do with us. Like, subscribe, follow us on all our socials. I mean, it's there in the background. You can see. But thanks very much again. Pleasure, and I guess I will be speaking to you again in 5 minutes.
Yes, I'll send you the Zoom link. We do it on Zoom.
No problem.
Yeah. Cheers,
thanks very much. Speak to you soon.
Bye.